Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Tech Break by Friday. Today, we're exploring one of the most exciting AI productivity updates we've seen this year. Google's NotebookLM has been excelling with new features that are changing the way we learn, research, and create content. I have another episode on NotebookLM by Google. If you want to listen to that, feel free to click the link. It's episode 9, The Powerful Google Notebook LM. So let's get back to this episode for now. These updates were too good not to share, so I have included them here. I have a use case for everyone, and I hope you find this episode helpful. So, disclaimer, this episode is not sponsored by Google or any of its affiliates. These are opinions that are expressed here are solely mine, and I really want to help everyone use AI tools and productivity systems as smart as possible. So let's move on to what makes Notebook LM so special. First, let's set the stage. Notebook LM isn't just another AI chatbot. It's Google's personalized AI research assistant that bases responses on your uploaded sources. It avoids hallucinations from random internet data. Everything comes directly from your documents, PDFs, slides, or web pages. In September 2024, Google introduced audio overviews, AI-generated podcasts, and two virtual hosts discussing your content, like having personal podcast hosts for anything you upload. But this September, basically, they had a feature explosion. And here is where things get really exciting. In the past few weeks, Google has unleashed a massive wave of updates that transform NotebookLM from a research tool into a complete learning and content creation platform. Let's start with the audio overviews. The audio overviews now come to four distinct flavors. And what you can actually do now is modify the audio overview from the pencil button that you will find next to the sound review. If you want images and text descriptions with how to do this, you will find in a Substack blog that I will link below, okay? Let's explore these four options that we have for our audio overviews. One is deep dive, and it remains the classic conversation format, two AI hosts having an in-depth discussion about your sources. Brief, it gives you bite-sized 1 to 2 minute overviews when you need to grasp more concepts quickly. Critique provides expert level constructive feedback on your material, perfect if you've written something and want professional style analysis. Debate, the two AI hosts actually argue with each other, taking opposing positions on central topics in your content. Imagine having two experts duke it out like over your research paper. Like, what would you pay for that? I can't imagine. But you don't have to pay. Basically, all these features are free inside Google LM. I'm just noting that here for everyone who is wondering. So you will find after that your language selection that you want. So you can also pre-select the language you want the audio overview to be available and how you want the duration to be, like smaller or already from the pre-selection that they have. You can also prompt the AI to specify in this episode of your audio overview on what to focus, like if you want a specific source, if you want a specific topic, if you want them to analyze anything, you can prompt them out and you can create that overview based on that. But wait, there's more. Google just rolled out flashcards and quizzes that automatically generate from your uploaded content. Flashcards help you memorize key terms and concepts. You can customize difficulty levels when you need more explanation and just hit explain for more detailed AI generated clarification with source citations. Quizzes create gamified multiple choice questions based on your material. Wrong answers get red crosses, correct ones get green check marks, and everything includes explanations. It's like having a personal tutor that never gets tired. And this would be a special use case, as we will mention below, for students and university grads. If you are in high school or university, I think you will find this feature pretty useful. So let's go about the newest feature that it's like video overviews. So remember those video overviews that launched in English earlier this year? They are now available in over 80 languages. These aren't just narrated slides anymore. AI creates custom visuals, pulls in diagrams and quotes from your documents and make complex concepts more tangible. You will also find a pencil button that you can click it and you can modify your video overview here. You can select your language that you want. And again, there is a prompt box here that you can actually try to make your AI focus on a specific topic that you would like to make the video about. You should focus on a specific source, maybe the structure of the show, or anything that you would like to focus particularly to explain in the diagrams and in the video by itself. So let's move on to how they revolutionized their studio. Google completely redesigned the studio panel. Think of it as your content creation command center. The biggest change, you can now create multiple outputs at the same type in a single notebook. So maybe you want audio overviews in different languages for global teams? Done. Need video overviews tailored for different roles in your organization? Easy studying for exam and you want mind maps for each chapter? You got it. The new interface shows four main tiles: audio overviews, video overviews, mind maps, and reports, all within your created content listed below. You can even multitask within the studio, listening to an audio overview while exploring a mind map simultaneously. And this offers, I think, multitasking, but also a bit of higher functionality because you can listen to the audio, but you can also look up the mind map in order to understand better how everything is connected. So you have smarter report generation because reports got a major upgrade too. NotebookLM now dynamically suggests formats based on your content, and you can upload scientific papers. It might suggest a white paper or a glossary. You can upload articles and it might recommend explainers. There is even a blog post format that has been recommended for more readable articles. So, Google partnered with respected publication and experts to create featured notebooks. They are curated application collections on topics ranging from longevity advice to Shakespeare's complete works. You will find these notebooks from The Economist's annual predictions, The Atlantic's life, advice columns, science backed parenting tips, and even financial analysis of top companies' earnings. It's like having access to expert knowledge bases that you can explore using all of Notebook's LM features. There is also a new learning guide, conversational style, similar to what you will find inside the Gemini app. Instead of just giving answers, it encourages participation with probing questions and helps you break down problems step by step. You will find this setting in order to set it up inside the settings of the place that you actually give your question, and NotebookLM gives you the answers. I have put also image inside the Substack blog, so if you want to check it out, feel free to do so. So let's now break into the audio overviews and how actually the magic happens. So it's fascinating that there is no specific podcast model. Instead, NotebookLM uses a multi-step process with Gemini, creates and revises outlines multiple times. It generates comprehensive scripts. Third, it evaluates script quality. 4, it produces refined versions. And 5, it adds this influences like all that we do, like as make it sound more like humans. 6, it uses Google's advanced text-to-speech model for natural emphasis and intonation. And the whole process takes about 5 minutes, which explains why these audio overviews sound so naturally conversational. Let's dive into the real-world applications and get practical. Biology students are uploading their entire semester's textbook chapters, and then they are generating custom flashcards that identify exactly which cellular processes they keep forgetting. AI doesn't just quiz them, it explains why they got something wrong and it connects it back to the source material. This is the power of NotebookLM. It actually gives you exactly the source so you actually learn what you did wrong. So I also have a personal example for this. As a master's student in AI, I had to read so many papers related to my research, my assignments, and courses. Instead of sitting in front of a screen and trying to keep my eyes open, I was using NotebookLM to generate audio overviews with speakers describing the papers, breaking down the research. I find it pretty easy to learn while being in movement walking, or even exercising in the gym instead of actually sitting in front of a screen the whole time. So let's go a bit more into business cases. So business teams are streamlining everything nowadays with NotebookLM. Consultant Victor Arefuye uploads transcripts from his clients' discovery calls and then uses NotebookLM to identify common pain points and objections across hundreds of conversations. He literally built an entire training program based on patterns of AI spotted that he never noticed manually. Wow, this is like a crazy use case, I think. And I think it will also help a lot the sales team if they have an actual pattern of what people hesitate and why they don't buy. Maybe if you think that your product will actually help people, maybe you can get into their objections with an actual argument that will help them a lot. Companies are getting smart about their competitive intelligence too. Marketing teams are uploading competitor websites, press releases, and product documentation into single notebooks, then generate comprehensive barrel cards. One startup shared that they create 5-minute audio summaries of competitor moves that their entire team can digest during their morning coffee. That is actually also pretty smart. And meeting intelligence is huge. Remote teams upload Zoom transcripts, meeting notes, and then they generate multilingual audio overviews. A tech startup told me they create audio summaries of their weekly all hands and remote employees in different countries so they can listen in the preferred language. And I think this is kind of cool because they make their startup knowledge accessible to everyone that works for the company, and they actually don't spend a lot of money doing so. So why not do it? It also makes employees feel more included like this. So let's go a little bit into how content creators are scaling like never before. So podcasters are using this in ways I never expected. They upload research materials, interview transcripts, and prep documents, then generate conversation outlines and question suggestions. Some are even using the audio overviews as inspiration for episode structures, basically getting AI co hosts to help them think through complex topics. YouTubers are taking long form content, think research papers, industry reports, blog, post collections, and converting them into podcast style discussions they can use as audio for educational videos. It's like having a research team that never sleeps. Newsletter writers are uploading weeks of industry articles and reports, and then they are generating synthesized summaries that highlight the most important trends across all sources. Instead of reading 50 articles to find 5 key insights, they are getting the synthesis automatically. I also have to share with you a use case that might seem a bit more personal. People are uploading their journals and life documentation, and then they are using NotebookLM to identify recurring themes in their personal growth journey. It's like having an AI therapist that helps you understand your own thought patterns without judgment. We did a previous episode on how AI has exploded into the AI therapist use case the last year, and I think people are using this intensely now with all the use cases and how AI responds to them and instantly. So if you want to check this out, we will leave also a link below so you can take a look. Local governance is also fascinating. An activist, Thomas Gaume, sorry if I'm not pronouncing the name quite correctly, uploads city council meetings, documents, public records to create hyperlocal newsletters that keep his community informed about municipal decisions. He's turned boring government documents into engaging community content. If you found this episode helpful and if you liked any of these use cases, please comment below and share it with your friends or someone who might benefit from that. You can find me and the podcast at Tech Break by Friday on Instagram, and all the links mentioned today are in the show notes on Substack. Thanks for listening to this episode of Tech Break by Friday. I hope you found some ways to use NotebookLM in your job, side projects, learning, or hobbies. It has been a powerful tool that you can boost your productivity. Have a great week, stay curious, and keep building. Also, I would like to ask you a favor. I want to do a poll of what episodes you guys would like to listen to the next couple of weeks. So if you have any ideas, please comment on the Substack or leave a review and write what episodes you would like to listen to. This helps the podcast more than you think. And if you've been getting any value out of this, you can take your learning to the next level. Inside the Skool community, you will get some more content. You are working alongside with other entrepreneurs who are actually building AI powered businesses. You can get daily implementations from real businesses, direct feedback on your ideas, and weekly and live Q&As if you want to. So I can personally break down your questions for free, and you can network with other people that they are serious about bringing results and not just consumption in their AI journey. So if you want, I will also leave the link down below. Thank you very much for listening and have a great week.